Hello everyone, it's Mike. Welcome to my new shop and welcome back to my channel, ZMotorsports. I would like to say thank you to all my new subscribers. I see I have a lot of them lately, and I also want to apologize for not putting out videos more frequently. The last year now has been kind of busy with buying the new, looking for a house, and then in November buying this house, December remodeling and moving in, broke ground on the shop January 30th. It's been a little over 5 months having the shop built while I was putting the yard in and getting all the yard ready, so it is just about done. I have gates to go on the front is all. I'm being told sometime this week the 2 double gates will be installed. I've got my man gates and all the rest of my fence installed. I finished up my sod and everything about 2 weeks ago. The only thing left on the shop is the contractor just has to come back, hook up my gas line to my heater and the T-stat. That's it. It's been a long 5 months building the shop and doing the yard and everything, but I think it was well worth it. The shop turned out great. It's the quality, exactly what I was looking for. Wife and I are very happy here. We got a new house, new shop. Hopefully I'll be able to get back to making some videos here pretty quick. So like I said, the shop's done with, we got our final inspection a couple weeks ago, so I'm getting moved in. So I've got a bunch of pictures that I've taken from since the last video on the shop, part 1. This will be part 2. I'll throw a bunch of pictures out. I've got a couple of small video segments, and that will basically show the completed shop. And then once I get things in it the way I want, I've got most everything in it now, I just don't have it the way I set up the way I want. Then I'll come back in and do another video, and I do have a bunch of projects that I've postponed from the last shop, as well as things that have crept up since we closed down the last shop in November. So I've got a lot of videos to make, got a lot of little projects going on. So again, I want to welcome the new subscribers, and I want to thank you to all my old and new subscribers for sticking with me through this delay, but I hope it'll be worth it, and thank you. So we've reached a major milestone here. The stucco is all done, the brick is completed, the roof is on, electrical is all roughed in, and you can see by the mounds of dirt here, we are getting ready to start doing some grading. The stucco guys just got to come and get their last few pieces of scaffolding. We've got a small pile of OSB here. They've sheeted one wall and the ceiling in the RV bay. You can see the ceiling that's sheeted. And the one wall, all the insulation is in, so they have the back wall and the west wall, and then the little bit around the doorway here. But there's the stucco, the brick's up 8 feet on the front, and then the other 8 feet is stucco. So walking into the RV bay here. Got a man door that goes from here into the shop area. Here we are in the shop area, and you can see I've got a lot of electrical in here. We've got 110 volt, 4 double receptacles, so 4 electrical outlets at every 6 feet in the shop area. And then I get down here and I've got a couple of 50 amps for my 2 welders, 30 amp for my vertical bandsaw, and then a couple more 110s, 30 amp for my lathe, 110 receptacles. There's a big gap here, so where my toolbox will be. 110 outlets up there on the side in the corner. I've got a box with an HDMI cable in it, as well as an RG6 coax and 110. That's where my flat screen TV is going to be. And then come down, I've got 2 windows on this wall facing east, so I got a nice view of the mountains. Right here next to the window is where I have all my speaker wires, HDMI, RG6 cabling, everything coming in through there. That's where my tuner will be for my stereo. Again, every 6 feet, electrical outlets, and then I've got another 50 amp for welder over here. So if I have to weld something on the lift on this side of the shop, I don't have to drag an extension cord. I can just unplug the welder from the other side of the shop, roll it over here and plug it in. And more 110, more 110. Get up into this corner here is my ductwork for my furnace, 150,000 BTU furnace. There's my gas line. Run my gas line up inside the wall where it's stubbed in. Coming across the front door here. Come over here by the man door. I've got a 110 volt outlet there, and then I've got a couple of switches for some soffit lights on the east side, and then floodlights for the north side for the front. Here I've got some Cat 5 cabling and electrical box where I'm going to run my router for my network. And then over here is some more Cat 5 cabling for my alarm system, garage door, thermostat wiring, light switches. Right here's the fan. I got 4 ceiling fans. This is where my fan switches are going to be. And then coming across over here by the other door, I've got another 50 amp outlet that I put here. This daisy chained in with one of the other ones. So there again, if I need to weld on something just outside the shop door here, I don't have to drag an extension cord. I can just unplug the welder, run it down here, plug it in, and the welder will reach outside. Ceiling, I'm going to have 11 LED 27,000 lumen LED lights. I've got 4 ceiling fans wired up in there. The purple wire right here is for 4 ceiling mounted speakers for the stereo system. Let's see, right there's my garage door opener wiring. And then coming back over here, I have a 30 amp right there. I got a 30 amp that I'm going to have a dropped SO cord for my lift coming down from the ceiling. And then over here, I've got 4 ceiling mounted boxes. There'll be 2 of them that'll be 110 dropped with SO cord, and 2 of them 30 amp dropped SO cord for the 2 mills that'll be right here in this quadrant. My mill, my manual mill, the lathe will be against the back wall. The mill will be right across from it. So when you're standing at it, you're looking out the door. My son's CNC mill that he's getting ready to build is going to be back to back with mine. So the 2 mills will be right here, back to back, and then all my rest of my machining tools will be down this wall to where the double outlets are at for my welders, and that will be about halfway. Where the seam on the floor is half the depth, 25 feet, so it still leaves me 1 vehicle bay to pull up to the fabricating area. And then my motorcycle lifts down the middle. 2-post lift will be up in this back quadrant back here. So that's pretty much the layout. Let me take you out and walk you around the front and the east side, so you can kind of get a view of it. There's my look at the mountains out my window. That's my view out the window. There's the north side. I'm getting, like I say, just getting ready to do grading here. And here is the east side. Wiring stuck up here for my soffit lights, and then same thing over here. Got wire tucked up over here for my soffit lights over there. Bricks up 4 foot, then the stucco the remaining, and I'm slowly getting the yard graded. I got my 2 dry wells here and over here that once I get my final grade, which I'm really close to now, I'll get that cut down and the bubbler cap on, and as soon as my gutters are on the shop and come down, I'll be able to tie right in over to here, tie in for this dry well on this half, and then the other dry well on the other half. And there's kind of an overview of the backyard. We just had the deck stuccoed to match. I put my downspouts on yesterday, and I pulled all the railing down, which is all over there in the corner, and cut them all down. Cut them all down and shortened them about 1/2 inch, so so I can have them take them to the powder coater. All right, so here is walking in from the man door. As you walk in, turn to the side, I've got all my switches, fans. Come around this side over here, I've got a 50 amp behind the door here, so in case I ever need to weld on anything outside the door there, I've got a 50 amp electrical outlet there. Here's the man door going into the RV bay. I'll come back and show you that here in a moment. And then here's all my, every 6 feet, my electrical, my 2 welding outlets, more 110 volt, 30 amp from where my vertical bandsaw will be, more 110, more 110. My lathe will be here. Come across 110, and I got a big gap here where my toolbox will go because I'm going to have benches on the corner over here, and then one just on the other side of my toolbox over here between my toolbox and the lathe. So then coming around and I go up, there's where my TV eventually is going to be. I've got some HDMI cable, RG6 cable. There's all my speaker wires and for my stereo system I'm going to put in eventually here. And view of the mountains out the one window here. More 110, more 110, more 110. And another 50 amp outlet over here, so in case I need to weld by where my 2-post lift is going to be, in case I need to weld underneath something, I can drag the welder over here. More 110, more 110. The other view, looking out at the mountains, and then more 110, 110. And which brings me around back to the man door. So, get a picture of the overhead heater here. There's my 150,000 BTU heater. So, like I said, they just need to hook the gas line up, the flue, and the thermostat wire. So, overhead door is good. Insulated garage doors, they're an Amar 2000 series with LiftMaster garage door openers. And now we'll walk over and show you the RV bay, and it's already occupied. There's my 14-foot tall, 16-foot wide insulated door here. Door operated, or a commercial duty switch here. It's a commercial duty opener. And there again, there is the coach with the new paint job on it, already occupying her new home. So this wall here that borders the shop is where I'm going to put my metal rack for my stock on it. So I don't have any electrical going down this side for quite a while. And then back here at this back corner, I've got 110 volt. And then this is where my air compressor is going to be. So I've got a 40 amp right here where my air compressor is going to be. And then I'll go through the wall and run my airlines. Got another 110. And then down this wall, I've got a couple of 50 amp. Got one for the coach to plug into, and then I've got another one way down there by the door. So if we have friends stay, they can back up and I can plug them in right there as well. So again, here's the RV in her new home. So this is just almost overwhelming. I've never thought I'd be able to have our motorhome parked indoors. So this is great. The wife and I got home late the other night, got her all washed up, and got the floors sealed yesterday. Actually, yeah, yesterday morning. So backed her in her new home. And here's another shot of the shop here. Again, I got all the floors, the densifier put down on the floors. It turned out really good. My contractor left his scissor lift for me to use to run my airlines and a couple of odds and ends, so that was nice of him. He said if he needs it, he might have to come and get it, but if he's not using it for another project for a couple of days, he said he'd leave it for me to use. Alright, I apologize. It's early morning here and the sun is on this east side, but I do have a couple of can lights, two on this side, just 5 foot down from the eave, or excuse me, from the peak, 5 foot up from the eave. I've got two here and two over here that shine down, and then my windows on the east side. They come yesterday and did the plaster on my foundation. It turned out really nice. My downspouts coming down, and then they go out into two double deep dry wells each side. So each side of the roof goes into a double deep dry well. My grass is all in from my yard. Those of you who watched the first video saw the dirt that I've had back here. So I got my sprinkler system all in. Put some walking path in for the wife to come off the deck. I've got gravel all underneath our deck. Nice colored rock that the wife picked out, as well as in the back far corner back here I've got a couple of large rocks with the same gravel, ornamental gravel in there. My concrete, my son's got his vehicles parked there for time being, but there's the front of the shop. Again, they did a really good job plastering the foundation. There's the other shop door, and then here's the RV bay door. Got my truck parked here for temporarily. They come and put fence posts in the other day, so they're ready to do my mow strip and finish my fence up. Here's the RV parking pad that I have on the side. I've got 11.5 feet from the side of the RV bay here over to the fence line, well, to the fence where the mow strip will be. It's 12 foot from there to the property line, but I'm 11.5 feet to my mow strip. The brick's up 4 foot high on the sides, and then stucco. Again, they just need to come in and pour my mow strip, and then put my fence up. Here's the section on the back, about 4 feet, about 44 inches I think is what it is, from the foundation to the fence over here. To the mow strip is 44 inches, so nice walking distance around there. I had to say 3 feet off, but I ended up going a little bit more just so I could make sure I could get around here to, if I ever needed to work on anything. And then looking towards the front, you can see my 6 foot vinyl fence goes up to the corner of the concrete, and then it turns, and then I go 3 foot from there to the sidewalk. Got my little utility trailer parked out here for the time being. A lot of concrete. I'm not looking forward to having to blow all the snow off this in the wintertime. And then there's the little 2 foot section between where my man gate will be and my 18 foot double opening swinging gate, 6 foot aluminum fence, and then there'll be 6 foot privacy to the corner back, and then 3 foot from there forward. This section here, as soon as the mow strip's done, I'll put my last 4 sprinkler heads in, put the grass in there, and the yard is done. This is looking north, out from my shop, looking north. And there's down the side of the house. And then there's looking back at the shop.